Isn't that a Drake lyric? Sorry we're late. Anyway.
No, what is it?
Chloe will look it up.
Fact check it. 20 seconds into the intro. Welcome back to Name 3 Players. I am Victoria.
And I'm Raegan.
And we are late, but we are here.
And that's all that matters.
And we're sorry we're late. But yes, welcome back. We are back, both of us, in, I was going to say full health. I don't know if it's full health, but I'm healthy.
And that's all that matters.
Yep, and we're here, and we're sorry we're a few days late.
But honestly, think about it. Best case scenario, I'm laying in my bed listening to the girls. So, like, if you're hungover, if you're just catching up on a little rest from the weekend, just being one with yourself in your bed, your couch, your car while you're running errands, if you're not a hungover girly.
Right. Or even if you are a hungover girly still running your errands.
Which I admire you so much.
Yeah, honestly, you win.
Because that could not be me.
But this is a one-time thing, maybe. Well, maybe it'll happen in the future. We don't know. We can't read the future. Chloe can. We can't. But that's an inside joke because Chloe thinks sometimes that she is psychic. Anyway, we won't go into that. That's a whole nother episode. That'll be Chloe's solo episode.
Her telling the future.
Producer.
Hold on, I'm getting something. Producer.
When have I ever done that?
I'm getting
I'm just
something.
saying.
Producer Chloe's solo episode will be her telling the future. Anyway, we're back. I was still in my sick girl era. I thought I left it. I had not. Joke was on me. And we had to delay a little bit. But we are back.
And we're happy to have you.
Yes.
Happy that you're healthy because truly, it was scary.
It was. We won't go into details, but I had a little ER visit that was brief, but I thought I was healthy. I wasn't. I was still sick, and
I called her in a panic, and she said, I just had a little exorcism. I was like, sick.
I really did feel like it was an exorcism. I had a little bit of a bug that I thought I was over, and I wasn't, and then it just happened. So,
But
anyway, I'm back in action, and here we are. Do you want to start us with your wins and losses of the week?
Yeah, but first I'd like to throw to Chloe because you looked that up and started laughing. So what'd you find out?
I was laughing because they're like, think it's Cheerios or like happy and healthy.
Oh.
Isn't that tagline?
Got it.
There is a song called "I'm Sorry I'm Late" or something.
Oh, okay.
With like somebody else.
All right. Not Drake. Damn. That's my loss
No,
of the week.
it's like him and somebody else.
Oh, ha ha.
Okay.
Got it. That should have been my song of the week.
You can change it.
That's okay. All right. Well, for wins and losses of the week, my win is the Barbie movie. It was so good.
Yeah, it really was.
And like you were saying earlier, like the fashion was there, like the comedy was there, everything was funny, but like that bitch is just going through it. And like, aren't we all?
Aren't we all? Aren't we all Barbie?
And she was like so worried about, not to spoil it, spoiler alert. She was so worried about not like representing herself and like helping women like succeed. But like, I feel better knowing that Barbie had an existential crisis.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
No, but it's okay. Existential. You don't pronounce the T.
Existential.
Existential.
Existential. Existential?
Existential.
That and Jokic.
Just say, yeah,
Brutal.
just say like X and then essential. X-essential. Existential.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, all that to say, knowing that Barbie just is like going through it just like we all are.
Yeah.
It was
Barbie,
really,
just like us.
It was like oddly comforting. And the last line of the movie, iconic.
Yeah. Very, very good.
So that's my win of the week. All right. So my loss of the week.
Honesty hour for Riggs.
I was violently hungover yesterday, Thursday. Because here's the thing. Since we didn't record normally on Wednesday, Vic left Chloe and I unsupervised. And if you guys have learned anything from this podcast...
They continued to meet even when we weren't doing the pod.
Here's
they were
exactly what happened. Vic works an hour later than the both of us do on Wednesdays. And so before we figured out that Vic was unwell, we were like, hey... It's nice out. A drink sounds nice. Let's do that while we wait for Vic to get off of work. Well, then...
Joke's on you guys. I was in the ER.
She was not working. So then we figure out everything's going on, and we were like, well, we'll be on standby, right? So then, once we knew that Vic was okay, we kind of had ourselves a night. and
I'm so jealous.
A lot of margaritas. I had some street
This
tacos.
is my first time hearing this. I did not know you guys really tied one on.
We were out till like 11.
Wow. On
Yeah.
a Wednesday, girls.
Oh, I paid for it all day yesterday. I had a pounding headache till about 5 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I left, the thing is I left home without a water boy, and that's what really fucked me.
That's what gets you.
So my loss is that I was violently hungover on a Thursday, and that just is crazy. So all that to say is Vic can never be sick again, and we can never not record on a Wednesday, because that's what happens. So.
Well, dang. Okay, so my wins and losses. I mean, let's start with the loss. I obviously did not have a Wednesday. Nora said, fuck y'all. I did not have a Wednesday ER trip on my bingo card.
Right.
So that was my loss. But my win, spending Friday with the girls. This is fun. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it's not going to be a regular thing. But, Norris, you cannot have a squeaky ball during the pod.
He dropped it. He's like, Mom, I'm just holding on to it.
For when the pod's done. Yeah. But yeah, I would say this impromptu little Friday night in with the girls is definitely my win for the week.
Yeah. We all got here at like 6:15.
It's now 9:07.
And we just started recording. But
We had a lot of
to
catching
catch
up.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice.
So.
All right. Well, if you're new here, that was our wins and losses of the week.
Mm-hmm.
But we are named 3 players. We're covering the week's top 3s. Norris, come on, dude.
We're authentic as fuck.
Yeah. We are named 3 players. We are sports kinda for the girls, and we are covering every week's top sports stories, what we think the girls need to know, what we find important. If we don't cover it, it's not important, and that's the truth.
Exactly. We have a lot to cover.
We do.
This week.
It's a hard hitting. I think the extra 2 days of content is even adding to.
Well, honestly though, because I was like keeping an eye on things to see what would switch, and like not a lot did. So this was already a loaded content week to begin with.
Okay.
Which we were just bitching about not having a lot to talk about, and then the sports world was like, fine,
Yeah.
twist my arm, hold my beer.
Twist my arm, hold my beer, whatever. All right, so we're gonna jump right into the recap. Little segment where we just recap last week's news stories, anything that has progressed in the time. Jets on Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be different.
They're not like other girls.
They're not like other Hard Knocks teams. The opening episode will air August 8th. Adam Schefter reported that this season won't be the same, and the production team won't be given the same access as they have in the past. Do you think that's because the Jets aren't wanting it, or do you think like that's
Aaron Rodgers isn't wanting it?
okay?
That's my assumption.
Yeah. He said that the Jets don't believe it's humane to show players being released.
I get that.
Yeah.
I do. But kind of like what we said last time, like, it just comes with the territory.
Right.
Like, you're playing on the national stage, and like, obviously this is a successful TV show for a reason. This is what people tune in for. I think it did nothing but favors for the Detroit Lions last season.
I agree.
So like, why not just embrace it?
And also, you don't get to make up your own rules now. Like, there's a reason for the qualifications of the show, and you fell into those qualifications, and sorry, you're on it, so you have to play by the rules. Norris! You can burger that. That was crazy. Okay, but yeah. So basically, the Jets are on Hard Knocks. It's not going to be the same. We were really looking forward to Aaron Rodgers being weird on
I think
television.
he's still going to be weird. People just aren't going to get cut.
He can't not be weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not going to see people getting cut. Which,
Whatever. I guess. I was watching, I think NFL Live is what I was watching, and they interviewed a lineman from the Jets and was like, people aren't jazzed about being on it. Like, what are your thoughts? And he was like, oh, well, I'm an Alabama guy, and I'm only used to Nick Saban, and like, whatever happens, happens. I'm just here to play. We get it.
that was
All
a
right?
really good voice.
Thank you. So I'm just like, okay, you guys pussed out. Oh, hot take, I guess. But just let it happen.
Just let it happen.
Yeah. But
Well, that's that on that. So, Jets on Hard Knocks.
Aaron Rodgers in a Jets uniform is wild to see, though.
I've already said this. I've already made my peace with this, but like, what?
He looks like shit.
He looks like shit. Okay. Next, it's the ESPYs. Our favorite highlights from it, if you didn't watch it, things to YouTube, things to Google. Hers tribute to the Jimmy V Award. We love her. We love her. Her meaning the musical artist.
Named her.
H-E-R.
She opened the show.
Her. Yeah, no, it was incredible. Along with that musical...
Wait. Chloe got a text from her mom and was like, oh my god, her opening the ESPYs. And yes, I do know who that is. We love it.
I was shocked.
Yeah. No, I love her. Love her.
Yeah.
Your mom
and her.
Your mom and her. Yep. And then the other musical performance was Lil Wayne, who did like this performance and basically plugged in a bunch of athletes and references into that performance. Definitely listen to it. I want that version on Spotify.
Yeah. If you're
So
Angel
good.
Reese.
Oh my gosh. Shut up.
Top of the world.
She is having the year of a lifetime. Like, she's just in the crowd and Lil Wayne's giving her a call out.
Yeah.
I wonder if they knew.
I
if they had any
hope
idea.
that she didn't. Because if she just heard that and she was like...
Then her reaction was cool as a cucumber. Because if I was her and I just randomly heard, I'm just bopping along to Lil Wayne, singing along, and then, oh, my name gets plugged in.
Is that my name?
Is that me? Yeah. So, awesome. Obviously, Damar Hamlin, incredible. We all knew that was coming, but I don't think anything could have,
I'm so sorry, read you a text that my dad sent me about the ESPYs?
Yes.
He texted me and he said, I don't need any fucking kumbaya stories that make me want to rip my arm off and whip my ass with it. Damar Hamlin is the only story.
Kumbaya.
Rip my arm off inside.
God. That may have set the precedent. Wags, like, wow, that was a good one. Okay.
So anyway.
So Damar Hamlin, emotional moment, definitely was okay by
Yeah.
Wags, but everyone else, shut the fuck up and stop your crying. But no, it was beautiful. And yeah, like I said, we were all prepared. We knew it was coming, but it was still so emotional. And then like him getting emotional, it was amazing. And then a couple individual awards. Skier Michaela Schifrin.
I think so, yeah.
She got the best athlete in women's sports, and she set the record for most World Cup wins with 87.
Skiing World Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
Quarterback Patrick Mahomes, best athlete.
Wait, he won? I'm kidding.
Duh.
Best athlete in men's sports, won second. Super Bowl in 4 years. I don't know if you knew that, Raegan. And then
Shit. I should go back and watch that.
The league and Super Bowl MVP in 2022. And then good old Messi won the best championship moment for his performance in the World Cup. LeBron James won the best record-breaking performance for setting the NBA's all-time scoring record.
His wife's speech.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. That's another one. You got to watch that.
His daughter, like, cutting her off, like, Mom.
Yeah.
Enough.
LeBron James is the baddest mother...
So cute. And his smile, he was like, that's my bitch. Angel Reese winning best breakthrough athlete and ending her speech by saying another natty is coming, period. And she did the little hand in the face gesture. And the Kansas City Chiefs won best team. And they beat out LSU Lady Tigers and along with a bunch of other teams. But obviously we love the Chiefs. Make no mistake. But we would have been happy to see LSU win just because we love Kim Mulkey.
Yeah. When I saw that they were up for it, I was like, well, all right. They'll win, and I'll be okay with that. But
yeah. But the Chiefs took it home, which we love to see as well.
Pretends to be shocked.
Some other teams that were up for that one: Vegas Golden Knights, Vegas Aces, Denver Nuggets, Georgia Bulldogs, and Oklahoma Sooners softball team.
Yeah.
Before we get into the top 3 stories, we've got a little sponsor.
We're moving right along.
Yeah, we are. She shimmies her tits as she says that.
This is a family show.
Is it?
No.
There's a very iconic line that Harry Styles says at the Kansas City concert when One Direction was still together, and he's like, it's a family show. And he turns and goes, or is it? And he says it all the time now on tour. He was like, or is it? And everyone's like, it's not.
Chloe's supposed to be at a One Direction
ticketed event
tonight, and it was sold out, and that's the only reason she's here.
And make no mistake, they're not getting back together. But Kansas City sold out a One Direction listening party.
Look how offended she is right now, though.
Remember that time that I had to go to a Drake listening party with you guys?
I'm not talking shit. I was going to go with you and Kenny. I'm just saying the fact that it's sold out.
You were going to go?
I mean, when have I ever said, no, I'm not going to go? To anything.
To a One Direction event.
To literally
Could have been the
anything.
first time.
Well,
It would have been so fucking fun, and I'm really upset.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to poke fun at
I'm
you.
really pissed to be here.
that's it. You're fired.
Get out. Okay. So our top 3 stories this week are brought to you by The Good Patch. The Good Patch are wearable patches designed to make each day just a little bit easier. Whether you need to look alive, find your zen, or clock in some beauty sleep, they've got you covered. Simply peel, stick, and wear for up to 8 to 12 hours. We suggest the rescue for the hangovers, relief for the sore muscles, cycle for that time of the month, and B12 for a little extra energy. You can't do that well.
So sorry.
Raegan's
It's like a little rhythm.
mouthing it along. Use code NAME3PLAYERS, that's all spelled out, at checkout for 15% off your order.
Yeah. And as you said last week, like, our sponsors are just like, these girls are hungover all the time.
Right, I'm
Here
like
you
trying
go.
hard not to be offended by it, but I'm like, you get us, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, at least, and Waterboy has the, like,
Workout
exercise
one. Yeah.
But this one, it's like, you're a girl, here you go. You want to relax? Here you go. You want some relief? Here you go. Like,
Right.
they're for everybody. They're for the people.
My dad uses the B12 energy ones, and he likes them.
God, I miss Todd. Can he come back soon?
I know he needs. Oh, Miami won.
Oh, they did. Breaking news. Messi made his debut today on the Miami soccer team, and they won. Woohoo.
All right, you want to take us into the top 3 stories?
Oh, shit, I do. And here's the thing. Like I said, there's a lot happening right now.
There is.
A lot of it is happening around the NFL. So I took the high points and I rolled it all up into one story and put it on in a bow for you guys.
You do that so well.
Thank you so much. So thank God for everybody, but teams this week reported to training camp.
Mm-hmm.
It's finally happening. We are 50 days out from kickoff. Thank God.
Right.
Like, they're all at camp. They're all wearing those little weird padded helmet things. And it's here.
Mm-hmm.
We're there. We made it. So
Weird padded helmet things.
thank
It's true.
God. To hold us over, Netflix released a quarterback documentary. It's been ranked number 1 in the U.S. for literally, I don't know, since it came out. And
When did it come out?
last Wednesday.
Okay.
It probably is the coolest, most interesting documentary I've ever seen in my whole life.
Just like the way it's filmed. I haven't seen it yet.
The way that it's filmed, the way that they followed 3 different quarterbacks, and, like, I was talking mad shit on Marcus Mariota because, like, he got cut halfway through the season. Like, he just was not great.
Right, but that's an interesting perspective.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's what I needed to realize. However, Kirk Cousins, a fucking dweeb, but he's great at what he does.
Yeah.
There's a clip in there, your skin would crawl. I can't wait for you to watch it. But early on in the season, he, like, wears this, like, button-down short-sleeve collared shirt that's, like, brown plaid. And, like, everyone made fun of it. And they were like, Kirk Cousins got this with Kohl's Cash, like, all this shit. And it cuts to his wife and was like, I mean, I pick out his wife. I'm so sorry. Insufferable. It cuts to her and she's like, I pick out all of his clothes. Like, we're just, like, normal people. We shop at Target. Like, I thought that was, like, a normal thing to wear. Listen, I shop at Target. I shop at Old Navy. I shop at all the regular stores. And you'll never catch me dressed like her.
But
or
also,
him.
with her saying that, as we've said before on this podcast, you're not a
Hire a
regular
stylist.
bitch. Hire a stylist.
And that's
for
what
your
you're
husband,
thinking.
who is on a national media outlet all the time.
Like, he's not new to the league. He's not just, like, a regular guy that threw a ball and got, like, scouted. Like, he has been in the league for, like, almost 15 years or right, like, he's been here. He's been around the block.
Yeah.
Buy
Hire a stylist, honey.
normal shirts.
Or just, like, be the guy, like, own it.
Yeah.
Either hire a stylist or own it.
It
Like,
was so-
Jason Kelsey owns it, and no one, like, is expecting him to show up in, like, the
No.
top-notch
He wears gym
fashion.
shorts and flip-flops.
And he fucking kills it.
Yeah, that's
So
his
either
thing.
hire a stylist Or don't be a dweeb.
Right. And I don't think Kirk Cousins is capable of not being a dweeb. It was hard to watch. But he's really, really good at what he does.
Yeah, and that's all that matters.
And the last thing I'll say, again, we're Chiefs fans. We're not making this a Chiefs podcast. However, he's insane to watch.
Yeah.
Seeing the inside look of his workouts, his training, everything, like him on the sidelines, him mic'd up, you see like a different side of him. And I'm going to say this, everyone who's ever hated on Brady Mahomes, watch it and then shut your fucking mouth.
It's the rebrand she needed, and I'm so happy she got it. She deserves it.
She is the number one wife, the number one mom, a ride or die. Like, they are just two kids that fell in love, and he happened to be good at a sport. Like, it was great. A couple other things around the NFL. The Washington Commanders have a new owner as of Thursday. So Dan Snyder finally sold the team for $6.5 billion.
Humble little 6.5 bill.
Well, he paid a hefty $60 million fine on his way out the door.
Yes.
So the Snyder family sold the Commanders to a group led by Josh Harris. Josh Harris grew up in Washington and said that he just wants to get the franchise back to where it was and what they can be. Another notable owner in that group is Magic Johnson. I think the future is bright for them. Josh Harris seemed really excited about the future of it all. There's like a group of 20 partners within the group, and it was voted unanimously by the NFL to sell this. So Snyder, get the fuck out, paying $60 million on his way out for fraud and sexual harassment. So,
yikes.
Good riddance.
Yikes. Doesn't Magic Johnson also own the Dodgers?
He owns like 5 teams. Or he's like part owner of like 5 teams.
Damn.
Yeah. Another notable thing that just kind of popped up, but everyone's like revealing new uniforms for the season.
Oh, yes.
The Seahawks.
We need to share this to our story.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Seahawks revealed their like 90s throwback uniforms and like an iconic vintage video with Bobby Wagner in his bed, like wakes up.
Yeah.
Sits down at the table for breakfast in like the vintage uniforms.
It
just
so
was
good.
so good.
Other teams take notes.
Yeah, literally. And then 2 more pieces of the NFL, I promise. The great running back debate. I'm sure you've like read up on all of this. Running backs aren't paid enough. That's no secret. Like, they deserve to be paid. The Giants running back Saquon Barkley is basically on strike.
Yeah.
And is refusing to sign. They want to sign him on the franchise tag for the team at like $10.1 million. And he's basically like saying that's not enough. And it's not.
No.
However, the way that he's going about it is a little insane.
A little petty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also think, like, I believe in strikes and, like,
no,
it's like
for
everything
sure.
that's going on right now with, like, in Hollywood with, like, the writer's strike. Like, how else are you going to get attention for the matter? And I think he's doing it. Yeah, it's a little petty, but I think it's a way to get people talking, and we're talking about it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's working. But, no, I know he, like, didn't he, like, delete it all off social media, and he just was kind of, like... But he's not bound by a contract, so he didn't show up to training camp.
Which he can't be penalized for.
Right.
Yeah. But he went on a podcast earlier this week and was like, I can basically give like one fuck you to the Giants and sit out this entire season.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I do have an issue with. Like,
right.
You deserve to be paid. But, like, you're not helping your case by showing that, like, on the field, your numbers and stats speak for themselves. But off the field, like, you don't need to go on and be like, fuck you to the Giants. I have all this leverage. I have the power, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You do.
Yeah.
Like, they probably, if you sat out, they'd be in a lot of trouble.
And you don't owe any loyalty to a team that isn't, paying you what you deserve and compensating you for your job. But I think it's like, you're gonna have to go back there. So you're just making it uncomfy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like I said, it's a little petty, but I do get it. And I think you have to put your foot down at some point, and he's doing so.
Yeah. He's one of 3 running backs that are being offered the franchise tag for their team. Tony Pollard of the Dallas Cowboys was offered it. He did sign the deal. And then Josh Jacobs of the Raiders has been offered that. And as of now, he has not signed the deal either. But they're just not being as loud as Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
And we don't know the semantics that, like, goes into that, too. So, like, there could be, inside politics we don't know about.
Well, I think all the running backs in the league are on the same page. Just, like, these 3 are being offered the franchise tag, which briefly what the franchise tag is that it's kind of the team's way of signing you to a lesser deal to like help their cap space.
Right.
So like the team is giving them this deal knowing that it's not what they deserve, but they're just like, here, take it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But Saquon Barkley, maybe chill out for just a second. I don't know. I guess let your voice be heard. Whatever.
Either way.
All right, last thing for the NFL, the DeAndre Hopkins deal. We posted about this on Instagram that he was expected to sign with the Tennessee Titans. He took to Instagram on Thursday and said that he's officially a Titan. The contracts have been signed. So he signed a 2-year, $26 million deal, but it's worth up to $32 million with incentives. So big deal. He's getting a lot of money. There's some controversy with it because people say that Titans are coined as the team where receivers go to die.
Yeah. But he's obviously not taking that to heart.
Right.
He tweeted, I think, we posted it, but he tweeted and was like, haters, bring it on, basically. Tighten up or whatever.
The one thing that's funny about it is that he said in his search he was looking for a team that had stable management, a quarterback who loves the game, and a great defense because defense wins championships. The Titans fired their GM mid-season last season. Ryan Tannehill, I'm sure, loves the game, but there's other quarterbacks.
Yeah.
There's other quarterbacks.
Right.
And then the Titans' pass defense was ranked dead last year. So you're doing great.
He's just going off a feeling, a vibe. He got the vibe.
They passed the vibe check and the check cleared. So
yeah, I was gonna say more than a vibe check, the check cleared.
Like a dagger to my heart, but that's okay.
Yeah, there was speculation that the Chiefs were in talks and all the rumors were flying there, but we didn't get it, and that's okay. We trust, and I hope that the Titans treat him well, and he not only the check clears, but the vibe check clears as well. I hope. All right.
Oh, so, wow. There's a lot going on around the NFL. Thank God. We're back, baby. We're so back.
Okay, so we love football, and we loved that big NFL story wrapped up in a bow that Riggs did for us.
You're welcome.
But we also love a fierce group of girls, which...
Fuck yeah, we do.
The Women's World Cup started.
Yeah, it started on Thursday. It's being played in Australia and New Zealand.
Beautiful places to play soccer.
Right.
Roy.
That sounded like the birds in Finding Nemo. It's like, mine.
Isn't that in Australia?
Yeah.
Look
P.
at
Sherman
that.
42.
Wally Way, Sydney.
Oh, man. Okay, so kind of just like the way that it works, the first round is split into groups A through G. USA is in Group E. They're playing as we speak. On Friday night, they played against Vietnam. We'll post the scores on
Good
Instagram.
morning, Vietnam.
And I didn't know this. Are we winning?
2-0.
2-0.
Ooh. The women's national team, they're the favorites. And I didn't know that. But they are. And that's so exciting.
It is so exciting.
They've won the last 2 World Cups in 2015 and 2019. They've won 4 since the first time the tournament was held in 1991. So, like, not to say we're the HBICs, but we are. No?
No? Yeah.
Do you know what an HBIC is?
No.
A head bitch in charge. We're the head bitches in charge.
Yeah, we are.
So, the U.S. women's national team is kicking ass right now.
Yeah, they are. And taking names.
Hey,
Vietnam's names.
speaking of their marketing leading up to this tournament, has
give
been
her a raise. I assume it's a woman.
insane. Yeah. So, Close sent us one that we'll share also, but it's like the theme of it was like nice to beat you.
Yeah.
And a team or a player from an opposing team like kept having visions of like one of our players like showing up, like eating breakfast or like as her coach or in the locker room.
Yeah.
And it was just like, nice to beat you. Like, they fucking know that their shit does not
But
stink.
I feel like in even like the women's like France team, like I sent you guys that one too. Like they're all just playing into the sexism of it all and like what they think women's sports are.
Yes,
and
that
like,
one.
Yes.
Oh
and,
my gosh.
But the nice to beat you too. It's like a play on like women having to be prim and proper. Like nice to meet you. But it's like, no, we're going to beat you.
Yeah.
I just love this new stance. I think women's sports as a whole, we're starting this podcast at such a cool time because we are not going to sit here and claim that we are like just women's sports aficionados. Yeah. We're not. But I really do. I give a little bit more of a shit than I did a year ago because it's starting to catch, like, even women's basketball. Like, we talked about that. We never were tuning into women's basketball for this past year. And now, like, we were glued to it. I think we watched just as much women's basketball as we did men's. And I think that's huge. Not saying we're, like, the trendsetters in that. But I think it means something. Like, we're starting to talk about it. We care. And same thing with women's soccer. The marketing speaks for itself, and people are starting to care.
Yeah.
We're fucking good.
Yeah. Vic, I think, was it you that sent the one that was like, it was a commercial, and it was
the French one.
Yeah.
That was me.
So it was like videos of like men making these huge plays, scoring goals, celebrating.
It was the national
blah, blah, blah.
French team, and it was like actual footage. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, like, the whole ad plays through, and then it, like, stops and, like, rewinds, and, like, you can see the Photoshop, like, the side-by-side, or, like, the before and after of, like, it's all footage of women and female players, but they put a man's head on it because, like, that's
it was it was the actual footage of the U.S. women's French team, but they made it out to be men's. Correct. And then they're like, and then it shows you that it was actual women. So it's just like, oh my gosh, women can do that? They're that badass?
Yeah.
It's basically like Made You Look.
The Megan Rapinoe, like, anime commercial. Megan Rapinoe!
I watched that on a loop. I was like, this is so good. And it's like her on, like, the electric bike. So good.
The marketing for this has been incredible. As Vic said, give her a raise.
Right.
Because we're assuming
it's a woman. But also, like, the fact that people are even talking about women's soccer this much, like, fucking awesome. I saw footage of in our city downtown, like, everyone together tonight to watch the game. Like, it's awesome. I love seeing it.
Yeah.
And they are badass. And honestly, statistically, they're better than the men. So I think it is time for us to talk about it more.
Yeah. Agreed. And that's why we're talking about it on Name 3 Players.
For the girls. Soccer. Women's sports for the girls.
All right. Our last story is just a little update on the final PGA major of the year. The British Open, or known as the Open Championship, hosted at Royal Liverpool in Hoylake, England. is happening right now. It's the final major of the year. The final round will be happening today as you're listening to this. Round 1, it started on Thursday. Roddy McIlroy entered the weekend as a significant favorite after he won, like, last weekend at the Scottish Open. But as of today, he's tied for 14th. So barely making the cut there, buddy. But he said that he's confident that he can come back despite being like 9 shots back. So we'll see what happens. He last won the Open in 2014. As of right now, Brian Harman is leading with a 6-shot lead. So, I don't know. Tune in, girls.
Tune in, girls.
For a lazy Sunday after you watch the episode, turn her on, see what happens.
Yeah.
Brian Harman, good job.
Good job, Brian Harman.
Apparently, Rory McIlroy was cheating.
Everyone, that's the thing
it's
about
being
golf
reported
too.
by live people, so it's like the battle of
But
PGA
everything
and
in
live.
golf, everyone's like, they cheated. I'm like, shut up.
It was like based on where his caddy was standing.
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
Yeah. So,
Anywho. That
anywho,
made me nauseous. I need to not do that again. It's a swivel chair and turning.
we're almost done.
All right. Well, that's our top 3 stories. Anything else we should add?
One thing to note. It is a good week for gays in sports this week.
Oh my
I
gosh,
do
yes
it
is.
So first piece of news is Kevin Maxon, who is an associate strength coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars, came out this weekend as the first male coach in major American men's pro sports to publicly come out as gay. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we love that.
And then, to top it off, Connecticut Sun stars Alyssa Thomas and Dewana Bonner are engaged. So they're teammates on the court and for life. Now, they got engaged this week.
That's,
see what I did?
That was a really good headline.
Thank you.
Reagan
Great.
loves a good headline.
God, I do.
How long have you
I
been
love a
sitting
good
on that
suit,
one?
and I love a good headline. It just came to me, actually.
Wow.
Yep.
Off the cuff.
So, great week for the gays.
Yeah, great week for the
I'd
guys.
love to hear it. All right, that wraps up our top 3 stories.
All right. Well, before we get into our Walkout Fits of the week, we got another sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
You know it. We love it. It's Waterboy. Replenish after a long weekend with a stick of Waterboy. Formulated with electrolytes and vitamins, this hydrating drink mix helps reduce nausea and fatigue and helps you chill out after a weekend out. Each stick of Waterboy is vegan, has 0 sugar, includes 3 times electrolytes and vitamins than its competitors. The original Weekend Recovery is available in strawberry lemonade, lemon lime, and blue raspberry flavors, with the newest Athletic Recovery in lemon lime as well. So whether it's from working out or going out, reach for Waterboy. You can use our code NAME3PLAYERS, all spelled out, at checkout for 15% off.
Yeah. Yeah, and they just sent us our merch, which we talked about last week that we were so
Oh
excited.
my gosh, it's so cute.
It is so fucking cute. There's like little baby tanks, baby tees, t-shirts, shorts, water bottles, socks that say hungover. So like I
Yeah.
have my new Sunday fucking wardrobe
Yeah.
picked out.
Attire. Or your Thursday wardrobe.
All right.
But we love it, and honestly, as we have shared, I was in my sick girl era for a few weeks now, and it helps with that too. Like, it really, because of the 0 sugar, it doesn't mess with you at all like the other ones. I'm winking, you can't see it, but the competitors do, and I really love it. I'm in my strawberry era, and I kind of water it down and just like keep adding my water to it throughout the day. It's good.
Oh, that's a good
Little
that's
tip.
Yeah.
Would you like to go first on your walkout fit of the week?
Yeah, I would actually, because we just talked about him. But my walkout fit of the week is the entire United States women's national team. They rolled up to their game this evening, in matching double-breasted suits. And like we've said before, I love a good suit. And then I see women in a suit, and I see the women's national team in a suit, and I'm done for. So they were all in matching suits. It was like a little patterned suit. They had a USA patch on it. The image I'm looking at right now is Alex Morgan on. She's got her little shades on. She looks like a bad bitch with her nails done, rolling into the
She is a
pitch.
bad bitch. You got it.
I know.
That was good.
So, good for them. That's my fit of the week.
I love it. Mine is back from the ESPYs. It's Jamal Murray. He has a black silk button-up pant set all the way to the top. He killed it. There was a lot of good looks at the ESPYs, but this one took it for me.
Yeah, it was a good one.
And I know you love Jamal Murray, so
Ooh,
a little shout
yeah.
out for him.
I sure do.
I looked everywhere, could not find the designer, which somebody start a blog where you do that. I don't have the time. I have this podcast. I can't do both. I need somebody to start a blog.
Or like and subscribe, review us, give us 5-star reviews so we can monetize this shit, and then we can start our own blog and hire someone.
Actually, I like that plan better.
Mhm.
Yep, you're always one step ahead. But yeah, I couldn't find the designer, which really drives me crazy, but it was so good I had to still mention it.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, so for the breakdown, because I was moved to the injury reserve list,
Yes.
Chloe made that joke and we thought it was really fucking funny. So this week I was moved to the injury list because I'm just a little
Sick girly.
little
You're
sick
on the
girly.
mend.
Yeah, I am on the mend. But you're still on the injury list, and we're about to get into that. So for the breakdown, we're doing the IR, the injury reserve.
Yep. Injury reports, injury reserve, all of it. We're breaking it down for the girls.
All right. Because NFL season is around the corner, we're going to talk specifically for the NFL IR.
Mm-hmm.
So while in season, NFL teams release their injury reports daily to showcase who's practicing and who's out for the game, etc. If you are a football fantasy girly, this definitely applies to you.
Mm-hmm.
The National Football League has a personnel report policy, or personnel injury report policy, that explains that each team must comply with week to week during the season. A practice report is all injured players must be listed, even if they take reps in practice and are expected to play in that week's game. They can be listed as did not practice, limited, or full. The game status report must be released by teams 1 business day before the game. So a lot of times you'll be checking this, like if somebody's injured that is a key player in your game.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday for Thursday night football, Friday for Sunday night football, etc., injured players will be listed out as out, doubtful, or questionable.
Yeah.
And then an in-game injury report. This is released as injuries happen within the game, and the player can be listed as questionable to return or will not return.
Yeah, so there's the 3 main reports that you need to look at.
Right.
Okay, so not only can players be listed as questionable, limited, all that stuff, they can also be listed on the NFI, PUP, PUP, or IR list. So the NFI is the non-football injury or illness list for players who have suffered injuries or are sick or other ailments suffered outside of NFL activities. So it didn't happen in practice, they're sick. And then the physically unable to perform, the PUP, the PUP, that's for players who are physically unable to perform football services due to football-related injuries. So these players can participate in team activities but aren't allowed to practice. So they can go to their meetings, they can go to games, they can do all of that. Norris
is
likes,
a pup.
He, oh my God! He was like,
Are you
"That's
trying
me."
to communicate with us? I don't know.
God, he's so cute.
I don't know why I did that. I didn't mean to.
We're almost done, Norris.
We're almost done. Then we'll take you for a walk. Okay.
And then finally,
He's like, woohoo!
finally, we have the IR, or the injured reserve list. That's for players who have suffered a football injury that makes them not immediately available to their team. So that's different from them just like being out for a game, questionable or limited. It's if they're on the injured reserve list, they're not eligible to play, period. There's no limit to the number of players who can be placed on this list. However, there's a cap on those a cap of how many players can be brought back from the list
This is
to the
motherhood,
team.
by the way.
Finally, players that are placed on the injured reserve prior to the close of the waiver period, following final roster cutdowns within the season, they're ineligible to return at all that season. So that's the injury report, super high level, but like Vic said, if you're a fantasy football girly, if you're going to dabble into it.
If your boyfriend's into fantasy football, you will hear about the injury report.
Yeah.
So.
And now you can be like, oh my God, is he on like the NFI, the PUP, IR? Is he questionable? Is he on the practice report?
Right.
You've got it all.
Yeah, you do.
And Norris has a ball.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck, Mom? Give it back.
He's like, it's Friday. I get my ball.
You do the shit on Wednesdays.
Yeah. Sorry, you were sick.
All right. So that wraps up a breakdown.
All right.
Hated that.
Hated that. All right. So our next segment, walk-up songs of the week.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Mine is Another Half by Cautious Clay. It's if you don't know Cautious Clay, just look him up in general. But he's just a super sweet little R&B vibe. Love the song. So.
Yeah, I never heard it, but you played it right before we started recording, and I added it to the playlist.
I saw you looked it up.
Sure
You're
did.
Like, what is
sure
this?
fucking did.
And yours?
How by Ella May and Roddy Ricch.
But yes, that's good. That's a good one. I love Ella May. So does Jason Tatum, which fine.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think that wraps her up.
That does. It wraps her up.
Hopefully this brought some solace to your Sunday scaries.
Yeah. Spend your Sunday scaries.
That's why we did it.
Yeah. We just felt like the girls need us this Sunday. They don't need us this Friday. They need us this Sunday.
Yeah.
JK, I was on the IR, but I'm no longer questionable.
You're
Norris.
expected to return.
I'm expected.
Full participant at practice today.
Yeah, I was.
Look at that.
You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok at Name3Players, all spelled out, for weekly news updates. You can follow us on Spotify for our curated playlist for our walk-up songs of the week. And we release new episodes usually every Friday.
Except for this week.
Except for this week, but
Switching
that's
it
all
up.
right. And follow us on Instagram. You can find all of our discount codes there for all of our sponsors and more.
Our episodes are on Spotify, iHeart, Amazon. You can listen on YouTube. If you're new here and want to go back, you can watch on YouTube for the first 6 weeks, and then we're audio only the rest of the way, but we're still on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can look at our faces for 42 minutes at least.
Yes, there's photos
Every
on
week.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So we know this was different. Thank you for listening on your fine Sunday, and we hope you have a good week
For the girls.
Bye.
Bye.